came down and your love shone through. Now my life will never be the same. You love me too much to let me stay this way. Jesus, there's freedom in your name. You break every chain, oh Lord. 'Cause you are above every name, Jesus. Oh, you set me free.
All right, welcome to the Warriors Way. Our warrior this time is Bruce Sowles, and he's from Carriage Town Ministries. He's the head baker, and we had just on the last one finished up your story where you had just got your own donut shop, and you were 33, and it was in Flushing. And did you sell? Like, what happened? What was
Home Depot.
Home Depot bought it?
Well, I had it for sale for about 3 years and had 2 people look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And so I was about ready to give up on the contract with real estate.
Yeah.
Then I was reading in the paper. It said Home Depot going in between. And I counted the feet from this light. And I said, dude, it's right there. The field was right across the street from my bakery, right across the street. And I said, it had, oh my. And at one point, Walmart was supposed to go there, but Walmart destroys all small businesses.
Okay. So did Home
Chamber
Depot
of
buy
Commerce
it?
said no to Walmart.
So did Home Depot buy it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they went up.
And so were you able to make
Within
money on
3
that?
months, man. And then got about 12 calls in like 4 days.
12 calls in 4 days.
And
Well,
I just took the highest bid.
so you were able to make something on that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that makes
Yep.
you what, 33?
No, I was about 37.
37. Okay.
38, 30, yeah.
And so you take your buyout basically, and what did you do then?
Well, so I got married before, right at, like in the middle of that, had a family,
Okay.
and bought a house in Flushing. Everything was great, 6
Mm-hmm.
miles to work, back,
Yeah.
and it was
Living
all
the
great.
dream.
Yeah. And so this happened in, 2001.
Okay.
Yeah. Right when the Twin Towers.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going across the street. Well, I'd say across the street. What is that? Industrial Drive, right there off the expressway at Pearson and 75. I don't know where Cracker Barrel and all that stuff is. Well, there used to be Federal Express.
Okay.
End up talking to the guy there, and you buy your own truck, and it's basically your own business. They get you can make $2,500 a week. You pay your own taxes.
Working for FedEx?
Yes.
Okay.
Home delivery, and that was GPS just start coming out. Oh, they'll make you take lefts all day long or rights because lefts are dangerous. Mm-hmm. So if a building's right here at the corner, it'll make you turn right.
So you decided to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I passed, whatever their tests were, and then usually if you have to go get your physical, that's the last, hurdle.
Yeah.
Everything was great. I go in there, I'm all happy. The physical's good. And he said, something happened today. He says, I don't have time. Well, what's up, Tony? And he says, I'll talk to you later. I get in the car and I hear, the towers are falling. Oh, my God.
So did you end up getting hired in by them?
No, because they froze.
They froze at that moment.
All their hiring. Because, air traffic was done.
Yeah, nobody knew what was going on. So what'd you do next?
Just, came desperation time.
Yeah.
I got a family. And all the money I did make, I mean, I had past taxes to pay. Oh, I dealt with the IRS, and that is, I wrote them a check for $14,500. And I got the check back, cashed. And they called me up, and I got letters in the mail sitting there saying that I owe $14,500. Okay, I already paid it.
Yeah.
No, you owe
Another 14,500.
No. Same thing. I said, I got the canceled check here. Sir, you owe $4. I said, ma'am, sir, you owe $4. No, there's no kind of listening or anything. And I was like, what? So I had to hire a bookkeeper and give her POA, or what is that? Power of attorney.
Power of attorney.
Right.
Yeah.
For her to speak for me. 2 weeks later, that became $16,500. 2 months later, it became $21,000.
Wow.
All the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I already paid this.
Yeah.
And eventually, it did work out. So
How long did that take?
About 6 months.
6 months.
I think that's when I started losing my hair.
All right. So,
Yeah, that
so
was a
what
rough
did you
one.
do for work?
I didn't do nothing. I just chilled out for that summer.
All right. So,
Because I had worked for like 15 years, 2 jobs.
so you just took a
And-
summer off?
Yeah, I mean, I had plenty of money.
And then what happened?
And then, then the bank, then I looked at my account, and it was, I had to get a job.
Yeah. After one summer, you had to get a job.
Yeah,
Right?
and I was just thinking, oh, man. I knew, okay, this is only a temporary setback.
Yeah.
Then I started working for Tim Hortons. And,
As a baker.
yep, and they were making their own, and it was such a crap. I learned a lot, like their product, their ingredients were just really just nothing.
Really?
And yeah, you make a donut and you work all hard. 5 o'clock in the morning when they're done, everything was great. By 1 o'clock, they was as hard as a rock. And you made them fresh. And I couldn't understand that. So it took me a while to understand that they're, I don't know, bad. Yeah.
No, that the way that they make them, the way you make
Oh,
them
it was
different.
terrible. And I could not believe it. And then, so I did that for a couple, 4 years.
Now you still living in Flushing during this time?
Yeah.
All right.
Then,
You did that for about 4 years, you said.
right. And then, towards the end there, it was, the marriage failed.
Before we get into that, we already got to go to our first break. It's all right. You're doing a great job. If this is your first time in Spiritual Warfare Unit, please help us, help others. We cannot help each other without your help. Please like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Warfare Unit. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Taking a quick break from our podcast, I wanted to let you know about our life application program that we have for churches and nonprofits in the area that are trying to find programming that they can use in case the corona shuts you down and you're not able to get in. You go to spiritualwarfareunit.com. You click on our episodes and you can check out our programs for as little as $29.99 a month to make sure that we're still getting the word out to those people that need it. Now, back to the program. All right, welcome back to the Warrior's Way. Our warrior this week is Bruce Sowles, and he's from Carriage Town Ministries. He's the head baker, good person to know. And you just got your job, your business, you sold it, was going to get it into FedEx, but then 2001 literally happened the day that you're going to get hired in. That's crazy. So you went to Tim Hortons, and you were there for about 4 years, and the finances started to fall apart, and the relationships started to fall apart. And what year is this? So this would be
08.
08. All right, yeah, and that's when we hit that depression, right? And everything was just
And,
falling
yeah.
off the world.
So what Reagan say? They say, can you describe a recession? He says, a recession is what happens to your neighbor, and a depression is when it happens to you.
When it happens to you. Wow. All right, so you go to Tim Hortons. Yeah. You're there. Your whole life basically hits the ground. What happens then?
And then, about that economic situation with the housing is, what I figured out in the last 5-6 years is that really, all these hours I tell you I work and stuff, there's no failures, none. I mean, it's like, oh, you got to have that. Oh, yeah, I might have been 10 minutes late on a delivery or something like that. But there was no like, well, got it done. How can you, what? The hot water heater's out. How are you going to?
Yeah. Just got it done.
Yeah, you just get it done.
So here you are in 08.
So the divorce.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, first of all, it was like, well, let's just file for bankruptcy. I put my name on all this stuff. And really, we got to do that? I said, listen, I got a way. I said, let's just pay off our smallest one. And then whatever we pay, and then we'll take that after we pay it off, and then take both payments and put it towards the next one, and third one, and whatever. We had like 8 credit cards. Whew. And she says, that'll take years. And I said, yeah. I figure about 2.5 years. She said, what? She said, Bruce, bankruptcy will take like 2 weeks. And I said, I know, but let's just. See, and I put my name to the.
Yeah.
And I think that was, I went into a depression.
Sure. So is this how you got to Carriage Town?
Yeah. And then, when it was all said and done, then I said, okay, we're at 0.
Right.
Does feel good. Good. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
We kept the car, kept the house.
Yeah.
And I said, so, well, and she says, well, I'm going to leave. And I said,
after going through all that, then she said she's leaving.
Yeah. And I said, why didn't you? Yeah. Why did we not put the house on it?
Yeah.
Now I put $25,000 down on that house. So that was taxed money. That was hard money.
All right. So you get the divorce. How long did that take?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, because I always think, well, she ended up leaving, and we have money. So I says, I'm just like this. So go ahead, just take whatever.
Yeah.
She said, I can have it all. I says, yeah.
So what year is this?
20,000. That was in 08.
Oh, wait. So all this happened in 08. So
she, and you know how fast that went? With
I'm sure quickly.
Not just spending, just like what Lehman Brothers down, Fannie Mae down.
Yeah.
And so one day we had 20 grand. She called, and it was down to 18. The next day it was down to 15. And she got it. It was 8.
Wow.
So she got 8 grand.
All right.
Out of 20.
Wow. So what happens? So you lose the house?
I just said, well, yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
But, me being stubborn, I said, I'll do it. I'm going to turn this into a whatever.
All right. So how did you get to Carriage Town?
So after 3 years of paying, what is it, robbing Peter to pay Paul?
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, Yep.
And I just figured, my sister said she lives in Florida. Been there about 3 years. She said, it's beautiful down there. You go down there, start it all over again, everything will be great. I get down there, and I'm thinking I'm on vacation.
What year is this?
Probably 11.
Okay.
And when I get down there, I didn't pay a house payment for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I had to pay a lot of, and I was taking care of my boy and everything like that. Well, it was child support. And I says, why did you call child support? She said, I didn't. But when you sign up for any kind of aid. Yeah. So it was 145 a week.
So what did you end up doing while you're there?
And I just said, that was crazy. I said, I told Judge I lost the house. And he said, I don't care. Boom.
Yep.
Okay, so I head to Florida. And what is that? Is that a no-work state or a right to work?
I don't know.
But they don't really stand for the unions too much down there.
Okay.
And, if you're getting $24 an hour here, you might get $10 down there.
Got it.
Okay.
So what'd you do?
It was pretty depressing that I couldn't get no work at all. Maybe I had just went to the dentist up here. He pulled all my teeth. So now I'm down there with no smile.
Yeah.
And tried to do sales. I am no good at sales.
Yeah. So what did you do?
Right. I just I stayed there for about 8 months, and then I did get a job. Got 32 hours and I got my paycheck, and it was
what were you doing?
$63. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Okay.
They were all frozen.
Frozen donuts. Okay.
So I said, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I work, well, that ain't 40 hours. Really? Put 8 more hours on it. What? Okay, $94?
Yeah.
So there is no way. So, you know what? I just said, the best thing I can do is go back up to Michigan. After I already gave the finger when I left. Now you're entering Ohio. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
Never come back. Shut up and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I had to come back and apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That probably stung a touch.
well, dude, I was going down a rabbit hole.
I bet.
Yeah, no insurance on a vehicle.
Right.
And what do they have that Michigan responsibility?
I don't know.
That kick. Oh, dude, it was so bad that all the judges deemed it like irresponsible for the state.
No kidding.
Yeah, like if you got caught with no insurance, it was like $800. Then every time your birthday or either the beginning of the year, you had to pay $800 every year for 3 years. That's no insurance. Same thing with no registration. And if you had a suspended license, you got caught on it. It was like $1,000. So it was like, so I owed about $3,800 when I got back.
Outstanding. So before we get to how you got to Carriage Town, which is a question we keep asking, I got to go to another break. So,
We'll get to
Bruce, we're getting there. You sit tight, buddy. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help us, help others. We'll be right back.
Every name, Jesus. Always set me free.
Hey, it's Aaron with UCAN. We're down here at the Unity Fest the Heart of Flint is putting on, Kersley Park Pavilion over here on the east side. Doing a lot of great things out here with a lot of great people. There's all types of vendors, people giving away food and water and clothing, just a lot of resources for the community. UCAN's out here, and we're talking to a lot of people already whose loved ones have been afflicted by the disease of addiction. So we're able to get our information out, hopefully be able to provide resources to those folks in the future.
There's freedom in your name, Jesus. There's freedom in your name. You break every
All right, here we are, Unity Fest 2, and I'm here with the promoter, Jeremy. How are we doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. We're here at the UCAN tent, handing out for United Community Addiction Network, getting everybody here helped out. It looks like a full house. How many people do you think are here?
Oh, a few hundred. We just opened, so I think it's going to get better, though, today. Cause
All right, and how many people you got playing today?
we have 3 artists. We got Shantae Music, and we have Nick Hill, who's out of Saginaw, and then End of I. I don't know who they are, but...
All right, welcome back to the Warriors Way. We were just getting in here with Bruce, and he had just come back, staying with his sister, and he's in Florida. Had to come back, had all of these bills and late fees for his insurance and registration. Just frustrating. What year was that, by the way?
Say 12.
So in 2012. So you come back to Michigan, not wanting to ever come back, and what happens next?
End up moving in with like a niece, living in the basement. Had pieces of crap car. I'm no mechanic, so whatever.
Yeah.
And going down the road, and I hear this car guy in a commercial. He says, "Are you sick of your uncle living in the basement,
Oh, no.
eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew?
Oh, no.
This is what you can do." I about wrecked, man. I was saying, oh, what is this? And it just him saying that, and I'm just, hey, we're going out to eat. You want to go? No,
Yeah.
I was just that
Depressed.
man, bad. So I had to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I mean, I was homeless. I made that decision.
And you're sleeping in your car?
Well, lived in Ortonville, so I had to move back into Flint.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, what? As hard as I work, what is going? You know what? And I kept on complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, and God was always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why is this happening to me? I guess I was just crying to myself or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I'm staying at Walmart parking lot at night. Then about 7:30 in the morning, cop come knocking on the window. Man, you've been here about 5 days. Don't you think you should be moving on? I said, well, I could stay here. Walmart lets you stay, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we don't like you to stay here. And then that's when I just realized, like, God, man, I am homeless.
Yeah.
To have that go through my mind, that was hard.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, my house went into like foreclosure before I went to Florida. So, anyways, and somebody said, I said, I've avoided that place my whole life. Not avoid it, like, you know, even driving past it, like, hey, you guys stay with
Are you talking about Carriage Town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did it used to be called, the Mission or something? Okay, so anyways, I just remember walking in the door, and I was foggy-eyed. And then when I talked to a lady behind the counter, I remember Miss Giselle. And I says, I'd like to sign up to stay. I don't know what to say. And she says, oh, you can only come in between 1 and 4. And it was like 4:45. And I just thinking, yeah. She says, well, what is your name? Oh, we got your name. How'd they get my name? I have no idea. And she said, well, we'll sign you up now. Okay. Now you're going to get food stamps. And I was just saying, wow. Okay. And then, health department or health insurance. And then, you know, we're going to set you up for Section 8. And I said, wow, you guys do.
Yeah.
And
So they set you up for
medical,
food, insurance, and housing.
Yeah. And you move up the chain when you're in a place like that. I mean, if it takes 2 years, now it's only going to take 8 months.
Yep.
So I was, wow, okay, good. And then it turned out that I didn't use the food stamps. Then I had to be reevaluated 6 months later. And I said, for what? And they said, no, your food stamps. I said, I don't have food stamps. Yes, you do. And then they looked at you got $980 on this thing. And I said, wow, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So anyways, but as soon as I walked in, I just remember this. I just walked in, my eyes were like hazy, and then I think the Spirit hit me. Because
So how did you get the job at the Blue Line Donuts?
well, I had to tell myself that this was rock bottom. A lot of these guys, I see these, you know, chronic homelessness.
Yeah. You said you
I just
see them
tell
over
them,
and
man,
over.
you gotta make yourself know that this is it. This is where you want.
No worse than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess there is, though, right?
Yeah. There's a couple more
Yeah,
steps.
because there's
Yeah.
yeah.
There's jail and then there's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Yeah. So, anyways, well, then after about a year, you know what? Carriage Town gives you that time. You know, I had time to think and, like, you know, and
Put
there
your
wasn't
back against the
hey,
wall.
you better get out there and get a job or whatever.
Yeah.
I got one. I got a job within like 3 weeks of being there. And then, you know, hey, we only got 3 days. That's fine. And that 3 days and then 4 days at Carriage Town, I would just stay there. And I'd, you know, then I became a trustee somewhat. You know, I was just a man that could help. And then I saw them walking around with this, what do you call that? Silicone. This little tray. And then it looked like, well, anything that looks like a donut really just, I mean, I can get it out of my perfume. Like, what is that? I said, what are you doing with that? Don't worry about it. I said, you guys trying to make donuts? I said, you know I make donuts, right? Yeah, we know that, but, you know, we got other plans. I'm just a piece of crap. That's what, you know.
Yeah. Just a dude.
Yeah, and then they started this in January of 17.
Yep.
So about April is when I looked at them and I was sitting there. And they did it in their, where all the,
Yeah, that front foyer or whatever.
and I looked at them and they just looked like biscuits with gravy on them.
Yuck.
And I was sitting there, wow. So after the third week, I just sitting there, you guys, this is, you know what? I can't say I can make a better dough or whatever like that, but my techniques, I have better, show me your list of glazed stuff. And then they show me this. Man, it had like 27 ingredients, like lemon rinds and all that.
Yeah,
stuff. What is this?
Yeah.
Dude, there's like 2 or 3 ingredients for glaze.
Yeah.
And then when I made them, that first night it took
That
me
was
about 12 hours, and I made 9 donuts. Mm-hmm. But I had to boil the fryer. Why are you boiling the fryer? They had a big pot on the stove.
Yeah.
And they were picking up donuts and just dropping them in there.
So you boil the donuts, you get them the donuts.
They boiled them.
And then what happened when you made them the donuts?
They don't. So I had makeshift screens, like a bacon. It's got little claws
so
on
what
them.
happened when they tasted the donuts?
They were amazed.
They were amazed. Okay. So I want to make sure I got this part right, because this is the part that's the coolest part of the story. So all of those donuts that you get, you only know. How many churches do you guys have on Sundays come in? There's a buttload.
Not so many, but about 12.
12. Well, all I know is there's boxes and boxes of those donut holes, right? Yeah. This is your ingredients, and these are your donuts. How many different kinds of donuts do you have?
Well, I think we got like 39 of variety, but I got like in my head like 110.
And then that turned into another bakery, right? They just got a building.
Yeah, well, they were looking
right
at Donna's Donuts.
Yeah.
And I remember the main guy. He said, "You want us to buy Donna? Do I want you to buy?" Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, as sexy as I could. Yes.
Yeah.
I want you to buy Donna. Yeah. Well, over $1 million. And then he said, "Well, that building's about ready to fall down. What about that building across the street? That one with the tree growing up on the roof?"
Yep.
Yeah, buy that. What? The tree is growing up on the roof. What are you talking?
So now you have, just to finish this story up and put a bow on it, you went through this extreme difficulty. You busted your butt for years to get your own donut shop. That you ended up losing, lost everything, get into Carriage Town, get some help, work a situation out, and the outcome is you got everything back. Like you got your bakery back, and those donuts, these donuts right here are delicious.
Are they though?
Oh man, those donut holes that you make in the morning, the nutty ones,
they're so fresh.
Well, first of all, the blueberry glazed ones are absolutely delicious, but those nutty ones, you know how you're like, well, I'll just give you a little bit of those? Those are gone every single time first. I mean, I can't hold those ones. Really? Yeah, those are the ones, and then the blueberry glazed ones, and then at the end, the kids just grab whatever's left and they're dumping it in there. But Bruce, that is an absolutely.
I mean, you guys get plenty. You guys get like 20 dozen or something. That's
there's a bunch. But I just wanted to tell you, thank you for coming on the show. It's a super great story. That's an inspiring story that anybody, through any difficulty, can produce an outcome that's good. Thank you so much for what you do. I appreciate it every week. Our church appreciates it. That's all we got for this show. I just want to tell those listening, be blessed, be kind, and help us help others. Help the show with subscribing and liking, and we will see you next time.
Do you have a nonprofit in your area that's doing a lot of work that people should know about? Feel free to contact Spiritual Warfare Unit at 810-715-9319, and we would love to have them on to see what good they're doing in the community and find out their story. Thank you so much.
Spent so much time believing the lies. I knew I wasn't meant to live this way, but my walls came down when your love shone through. Now my life will never be the same. You love me too much to let me stay this way.